We back. It's Color Television. I'm your host, Frank Grouch, joined as always by the illustrious Pretty Rad Reggie.
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in. You know, this is Color Television. A look back at famous or lesser known black sitcoms that have crossed the airwaves since the 1960s up until now. Color Television. We like our TV in color. Today, we'll be going over the single season sitcom starring Sinbad, the Sinbad Show, and that was a lot of alliteration for those who didn't catch it. That was intentional.
I saw people.
Thank you. Great. Thank you. I appreciate it. I tried to split it up a little bit, but yeah. Sinbad. Oh man. The single season sitcom starring Sinbad spectacularly. Yeah, you know, it's what we're doing today. Reggie, how you doing, man?
Man, I am feeling great. Good. I am so excited to talk about the Sinbad Show.
Okay.
You know, I'm just so excited. Like, there's just so much that I came across doing research.
Mm-hmm.
So many points to make. Like, we are connecting dots today.
Listen, the dots.
Yes.
All the numbers. So, to give you all a quick heads up, Sinbad Show, 1993 sitcom starring Sinbad as David Bryan, who is a graphic designer living... Did we ever determine what city it was? It's all right. He's in an urban
you know
environment.
What? I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's Oakland.
Okay. So he's in Oakland. So, you know, just living his life as a graphic designer, and he works as a mentor for foster kids. We're going to get to more in a little bit, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Shenanigans ensue as a single man in the 90s.
But not in the way you might imagine.
Correct.
You know?
Sinbad shenanigans ensue, and if you're familiar with Sinbad, that'll kind of give you an idea of what you're in for when you tune into the show. That's kind of it, the gist of it. We're going to dig into it, of course, like we always do. Got anything you want to add before we...
for our messages? No.
Yeah. No?
Just hurry back after these messages is all.
So we'll be right back after these brief messages from our sponsors.
Frank.
Yo.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up, man?
You know what it means to miss New Orleans?
No.
Northern flavors.
Yeah.
Meets the soul of the bayou.
Go on.
It's a taste bud explosion you would not believe.
What do they have?
They got lobster po' boy. Man. The Cajun baked beans.
Yeah.
Man. And you know I'm not really into dessert, but the Boston baked beignets.
Really?
Yes.
How good are they?
Boy, to die for. One bite, and you're never gonna leave the city.
Okay.
Listen, when you go down there, do yourself a favor. Go to Shea, Louisiana.
Okay.
All right, they call it the Shays, and make sure you say hi to Miss Marie.
Okay. In Shea, Louisiana.
Yeah, it's just off the French Quarter.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna book a trip.
Shea, Louisiana. New Orleans flavor. Right where you are, baby.
Shea, Louisiana. And we're back.
We are back.
Frank Grouch, Pretty Rad Reg, and we're discussing the Sinbad Show today, starring Sinbad, of course.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like it would star like Chris Rock or anybody. So, to give you a quick synopsis, Sinbad stars as David Bryan, who is a graphic designer and video game developer, or a young video game developer in 1990s Oakland. He is just doing his job, and also he moonlights as I won't say moonlight, but he volunteers as a mentor for foster youth on his off time. Foster youth that we specifically highlight are Wooly Ray Norwood Jr., most notably known as Ray J, and
the Ray J,
the legendary Ray J, and of course it's highlighted with his cohort, his sister. Was it
Who?
His sister.
Oh, Zaina in the show.
LJ and Zaina.
And her name is
Aaron
Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which,
so
she's a mystery.
And also in the beginning, David lives with his friend Clarence Hall, played by
TK Carter.
another comedian at the time. Basically, they're bachelors. Shenanigans ensue with the bachelorness. David decides he wants to help the kids. He wants to keep them together because
They were gonna get separated.
nobody wanted the boy. They wanted the baby girl. She was 4 years old. This yuppie family came in and we're going to adopt the girl, and he was like, keep them together. So David takes it upon himself to adopt the kids, but he's not. He's still kind of a man child, so he has to grow up and also help them at the same time.
Well, I don't know, man. Like,
It was 90s ineptitude is what the writing was about the show. So I mean,
I feel like, all right,
okay, so now we're going to get into the mix of it all. The premise: David Bryan adopts these two kids, and here's what happens.
yeah, all right. Now, I don't know. I feel like I have really complicated opinions, but yeah, I feel like every trope that they tried to like portray, like, oh, single guy, like, just he's so inept, like he's so like Big Daddy.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yes.
It was like we're supposed to see like a Big Daddy situation, but instead, I don't know, they were like people that weren't taking him seriously.
Right.
And it's like, oh no, but like when you run it down, he's, a 35-year-old man.
Well, okay, is he 35?
It was established he was 35.
Okay.
That he was 35. He had a good job, stable income.
Software developer in the 90s was a high-paying gig.
For a young black man.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Amazing career path for the writing team to choose for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, so then, he didn't really change much of what he did. I mean, all right, he cut out like some of the stuff to grow up, but I feel like for the most part it was just more like, no, just because like I'm this creative field that y'all don't understand yet. Like, listen, I work in computers. I'm getting good money out here. Like, I'm absolutely capable of taking care of these kids.
Right.
As well as, I don't want to split them up. And that's y'all's policy. It's just like, yeah, yeah, we'll split this family up.
Right.
Like, why traumatize the kids like that? So, I don't know. I was so impressed by the writing. I felt it was very optimistic and sophisticated. Without going into what's it? Not Mary Sue. What is it for a guy? I don't know, the Wesley Crusher thing, like where it's just like he's always like, I don't know, he's like always the hero.
Oh, like the White Knight type?
Kind of.
Okay.
But we're closer, but let's not. It's okay.
I got you. It's fine. So, like I said, we watched the show, so I agree with you. It was very much, ultimately, David needed a reason to be responsible.
Yeah.
Is what basically it was.
That's what it was.
He wasn't irresponsible because, one, the rent was on time and the house wasn't burned down.
Yeah.
But like they had it so like at one point he didn't know how to do laundry, but he was always fly. So it's like, which one is it? Are you just getting it dry cleaned? So it's like, some of it was just more of like when I say grow up, it was more of like he had to be more responsible at 35 as opposed to just schlubbing around. So like it made sense. He wasn't bad. It's just he knew how to spend it. He was a single man who had zero responsibilities outside of himself. So he did his life that way. Him and his friend, his roommate Clarence at the time. So it is what it is. But he took that opportunity to be the caretaker because of his compassion and his heart and how much he cared for the kids and did not want them to be split up. And he took it upon himself to step up and make the necessary changes, or at least start walking in the right direction to make those necessary changes. Because the remaining episodes after the pilot of him adopting the kids are the shenanigans that ensue with him learning how to be a fully functioning adult.
Yeah, like being a parent, I guess. And
yes,
I appreciate that. Man, they tackled some issues, boy.
In a really good way.
Like that colorism episode, like that was very early. Like with 4-year-olds learning about colorism,
So one of the
Go ahead.
So
But
what-
I got
go
a
ahead, my bad. I
doozy
didn't
for
cut you off. Go ahead. What?
Oh no, I got a little fun fact
Go
for
ahead.
that.
I like fun facts.
So, all right,
Mm-hmm.
because the whole colorism thing was like it was they enrolled Lil Zayna in it was a
Debutante
fictional
ball.
it was like
Yeah.
a fictional Jack and Jill. It was called Dick and Jane. So
It was a country club that
oh man, them people can research.
that's fine. I'm gonna give them a little bit.
Okay.
It was a country
Alright.
club called Dick and Jane.
That's
they-
not what?
What? Was it not a country club?
No, bro.
Was
Sir,
not.
do you understand the Jack and Jill, not debutante cotillion
No.
culture?
I'm poor. No.
That's what I'm saying.
I assumed it was a country club. 'cause of your
No,
membership.
it's
So that's not what that was.
No, it's far larger than a country club.
Oh.
But anywho, y'all can research it. We don't have time.
Do the research.
You
It's
know,
fine.
for
It's some bougie nonsense, essentially, is what it rolls out to be. My partially bougie co-host is going to explain.
Listen, no, I just know these things. I just be knowing shit. Just
I never heard of it before this episode in my life.
anywho.
Debutante balls, yes, but I didn't know what a Jack and Jill was. So
Yeah. Anywho, so it was a fake Jack and Jill called Dick and Jane.
Mhm.
Anyway, and the lady, right,
Mhm.
that was like, she was the president. She was real respectability politics.
big uppity negress energy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, so anywho. So this lady, right,
Mhm.
super respectability politics. Like, she's,
Real bougie.
real bougie, like, blue blood,
Mm-hmm. Silver spoon.
yeah, like
Yeah.
she want to be. So it's all about the white gaze for them.
To
like,
quote infamous historian Uncle Ruckus, no relation, she's very much a don't trust them new niggas over there type.
oh man,
Yeah.
you gotta be, that certain kind. But anywho, long story short, guess who it was?
Who was it?
Guess.
Don't have me guessing because I'll just throw a name at you.
Just hit me.
Do you want me to be accurate? Because I mean, we do research here.
Listen.
Tell me to guess. I didn't do the research.
I'm all right. I thought
Lena Horne.
Damn, no, close. But big Lena Horne energy. But guess what? It was Diane.
Oh,
Yeah,
Julia.
Diane.
Oh,
Call back.
hey, hello. Hey. Diane Carroll was the mom of the Jack and Jill Dick and Jane Club.
Yo, yeah.
She was the uppity, like high sedity, bougie, better than all of you, black person.
closet alcohol.
Yeah, yeah.
Hitting that
how-
flask.
all the negative sprinkles of like high society that we don't like, she basically embodied that. And she had a granddaughter, and the granddaughter came over to play with what the fuck?
With Zayna.
Thank you. I don't know why I want to not say Zayna every time the name pops up. Anyway, they have a little play date. The granddaughter comes over, plays with Zayna, and Zayna has an older brother whose name is LJ. We discussed this. Who was Ray J.
LJ, Little John, because his name is John,
and he's little.
and he was little, but he's not little anymore.
You know how nicknames are with us;
Yeah.
they just stick. So LJ says he wants to play, and the granddaughter of Diane Carroll's character says, "No, you can't play with us," and mysteriously acquires a paper bag and holds it up next to him, and it's like, "You don't pass the test."
Yo,
And everybody in the house was like, "Excuse me," and it was like Sinbad, Zayna was there, I think his mom was there. It was a whole thing.
it was just,
It was great, actually. It was great.
it wasn't something I expected to be tackled in '93.
It was the right timing for it because very clearly that was a thing.
You know what? Speaking of timing, like that show it aired in '93.
Yes.
After the riots.
Mm-hmm. After Rodney King.
So it was wild that in one of the earlier. Oh, bless you.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
In one of the early episodes, like they made a they made a oh can't we all just get along joke.
That was the same episode.
Yeah, was it? No, it was the stealing episode.
Oh, they weren't the same. That was the episode right before it.
Yeah.
Right before it. That's right. That's right. Zaina was a thief.
Yeah.
A huge klepto.
But because she had abandonment issues,
They made it real clear that the foster system is fucked up.
Oh, so bad.
And they made it very obvious that the children were affected by this foster system in ways that they couldn't quite articulate, and they did a really good job of letting Sinbad, aka David, be the healthy, gentle, I actually want to show you love and
positive
compassion.
black male role model. It was
very good because in the beginning, in the first episode after the pilot, when he adopted them, LJ was 100% against whatever David was trying to do. No matter what he tried to do to help Zaina get comfortable, to help her like show her love and get her in the house, every time he did something, here came LJ, nigga, you wrong. Or not those exact words, but like essentially just like, no, he rebuffed everything he did for a good episode and a half.
You know, because
up until foster system.
Up until that point, he had been the only person looking out for his sister, and so he had to protect her. It's difficult to turn that off.
One of the more interesting lines and like ongoing, I want to say gags in the show is that LJ doesn't see himself as a child. Yeah. Because he had to take care of his sister so much, he assumed the role of the adult, like brother, caregiver, uncle in their relationship because it was him and his sister. He's 12, she's 4, and he wasn't trying to let nothing happen to her. And it's interesting to see the dynamic go from I'm trying to protect my sister at all costs to okay, David actually has our back. And I can trust him as, you know, a caregiver, parent, uncle figure.
Yeah, I can actually have room to be a kid. And it was wild how, you know, David really took that
gentle
parenting before it was a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Before it was trendy.
Right.
And then just really telling him like, hey, man, like, bro, like,
you're a kid, man.
You can be a kid. Like, you've done a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So far, like, let me take it over. Like, I got you. You can relax now. And
your watch has ended. It's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
your watch has ended.
Like he was on so much defense mode, like he wasn't able to really be a child, and like
constant survival mode.
100%.
Imagine he's 12, she's 4. So they would have, I mean, I don't know when they got separated from their parents, but imagine if it was like, oh, they had always been like a package deal since he was 8.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, that's a wild responsibility on a kid.
At 8 years old. Yeah. So, I mean, kudos. Like, also, I will say kudos to the writing team, and we'll get to that in a second, for showing such a serious topic in such a lighthearted-ish way. Like,
yeah,
it's very obvious that Lil Zaina had an issue because she literally stole everything, and so did LJ to an extent. They stole stuff because it's like, you know, we have to get by. But
LJ didn't steal. He would cover up for her.
He definitely stole the stuff that he had in his room, though. He said that. Or was he just covering for her?
He was covering for her still.
Okay, I missed that then.
Yeah. It wasn't super clear, I'll say, in that episode. But, you know, it came down to she had, like, wild abandonment issues. But she would always say, like, you know, she would start taking things because she knew that it would mean they would have to leave soon. Mm-hmm. Or they're like, it was just this cycle of trauma and loss and being uprooted. Like,
and what she was normal was for her was to steal. Like, okay, we're here. We're not going to be here very long. Checking her watch, and then like she said, well, let me just grab some stuff to remember it by, and then they're gone. But that's not the case. David actually cares. Yeah. He's actually compassionate. He wants them to be together. He wants them to grow.
He did a great job at reassuring them that, listen, I'm not sending you back. Like, there's no, I'm gonna send you back to the place. I guess, which we're to infer has happened to those kids
a couple times
enough that they are affected and they remember it.
Yeah.
and they want to avoid it. But they also seem resigned to it. They're like, I guess that's just my lot in life. And again, that's a fucked up place to.
It's a way to at 12 to just sit and be like, well, I'm just gonna be discarded heap forever.
Damn,
Oh,
like
well.
you know what other 12-year-old had the weight of the world on his shoulders like that?
Who's that?
Shorty from Belly. I was sitting on the park bench. Nah,
You.
shot that nigga on the roof.
Hey, yo. Imagine though, 12 years old. Man.
Bro, that shit is grim.
Yeah. You don't really know if you're ever going to have a family situation.
Listen, Pat.
Yeah. So shout out. I want to shout out the writing team. One, Sinbad himself, and two, the legendary Orlando Jones of Anansi the Storyteller from American Gods fame, as well as Double Take with Eddie Griffin.
Masterpiece of a film.
Mad TV and a ridiculous
Drumline.
Of course, he was in Drumline. And another ridiculous list of accomplishments. Thank you, Orlando Jones, for your contribution.
Make 7.
Up yours.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one, boy. Listen.
It was a great fucking ad. The Up Yours shirts were just beautiful. Great ad campaign. Very much mid 2000s. Thank you, Orlando Jones. Have some flowers, my brother.
Flowers.
Yeah, that's the writing. Like those are the two biggest things. And to me and to Reggie, we talked about this before we went on camera. It was interesting to see a show that was about black people, written by black people, that wasn't like, oh, we all just live in the same style of life. Like, yes, we love Rock, and we know that Rock wasn't written to be destitute and but he lived inside of the hood environment. He worked how can I say this without sounding like an asshole? Like he had a very good paying job, but it was very much a civil city worker job that was not office man. Like,
did you want to hear something wild?
What you got?
Orlando Jones wrote that too.
He wrote on Rock too?
Yep.
That explains why they were not typical white people wrote this black shows. Like, one of the few, there are very few shows that I could point in and be like, yeah, this was written by a white writing team that we know of, but we could tell there was very much black people in the room. Like, and I'm not, we do that list later, but today we're talking about Sinbad, because I will actually give you a comprehensive list so I can get the names right. But Fresh Prince comes to mind. Like, that room was not 100% black, but it's definitely black people were in there when it was written.
They had black consultants, I guess, to punch it up.
At the very least.
But I don't know. It felt like the Sinbad scripts were, well, some of the stuff, like some of the jokes for sure, were I recognized those from
some of his stand-up.
Some of his stand-up from that I used to watch when I was younger. Because he's so wholesome.
Very much wholesome.
That adults and kids love Sinbad. Sinbad is universally loved
by everybody. It's pretty much the point where if you don't like Sinbad, something's wrong with you.
Yo, you know what?
What you got?
The Mr. Rogers of black comedy. In that he was universally beloved, scandal-free, very wholesome. I don't know. I mean, it's just a comparison. No disrespect intended.
No, that's not disrespectful at all. That's a pretty high compliment. Fred Rogers is the fucking man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would say that they occupy the same space.
I don't want to say lawfully good space, but because the D&D character line, I'm a nerd. Don't worry about that. Let me think about that for a second. I'm gonna sit here and ponder what else is on the agenda. I'll think about this. Hold on. Talked about the foster care, the black community issues. Yeah, you know what? We'll be right back after these messages. I'm gonna think about what he said about Sinbad being the black comedian Fred Rogers, and will let you know, because I'm thinking about the comedians, and that is a small list of wholesome, very well successful black comedians. Like, to the level of Sinbad's wholesome. Like,
because we had another one who was very wholesome, kids and adults loved. But
he was also raunchy though, because his adult comedy was very not for kids.
Was it?
Last I checked, when I first remember this, but I have to go back and maybe I'll go back and watch. But I kind of purged it from my memory if we're talking about the same person.
I think we are,
but
unfortunately.
Pull up your pants, temple speech.
Yeah. Pound cake.
The pound cake speech. Yeah, I do believe his stand-up routine in the 70s was not for kids, but he turned like it wasn't necessarily Richard Pryor raunchy, but like he turned his style towards family friendly near the 80s and made that pivot. I don't want to be for sure about that, but like I'm gonna put that out there. But like you said, scandal free is the key point.
Yeah, that is the big word. That's the operative word there.
So like I said, I'm gonna think about it for a second. We'll be right back after these messages, and I'll give you an answer to that question when we get back. Also, will we recast and will we reboot this show? Yeah. We are back. Thank you again for being here. Frank Grouch, Pretty Rad Reg.
Yes.
Discussing the Sinbad Show today on color television. If you like our TV.
In color.
So here we are. Reggie posed a question at the end of the last segment. Is Sinbad the Mr. Rogers of black comedy? And going through the comedians who I can remember from the 60s with Red Fox up to Pryor in the 70s, Eddie Murphy in the 80s, and of course the Def Comedy boom in the 90s with Bernie Mac, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, and everybody in that realm. He is, unless you can refute me in the comments downstairs, he is the Mr. Rogers of black comedy. And we talked about Robert Townsend, who is also wholesome and scandal-free, but he is more of a writer, director, actor, less of a stand-up comedian, which Sinbad realm is. So,
well, you know, Sinbad. I feel like he made his mark on stand-up.
Yes.
Reached big heights. Okay, as a black wholesome comic, and then that nigga started doing movies.
He did,
bro. Big movies, big movies that get big play every year. Jingle All the Way,
yeah.
House Guest.
House Guest is great.
First Kid.
First Kid was amazing.
Like, listen,
I will say this. I know this is unfair.
Shazam.
Don't do that. My memory is already fucked as it is. Don't sprinkle in things I don't remember don't exist.
That's Nelson's fault. That's what I named that. That's what I named that weasel.
What?
The ferret. The weasel they got into
the Hadron Collider? Yeah, fucking thing.
I'm gonna call him Nelson.
You might as well, because he's infecting everything.
Sorry, Nelson. Madiba. Sorry.
Fuck you, Elon. Yeah, you like that random around the corner shot? Yeah, that's a smart one. That's a smart one. You'll get that in like 20 minutes. So anyway, with all due respect to Sinbad and the career path that he chose as the wholesome, family-friendly comedian, I personally, and I'm not saying that, I wanted to diminish his character in any way, I would have loved to see him do like a rated R movie along the lines of like Beverly Hills Cop style. Now, granted, he's very friendly and very family friendly, and sometimes people will say he comes off goofy, which I would understand because he's a large dude who does slapstick
he's big as
stuff.
Shit, bro. Like he's 6'5",
and he's doing slapstick like it's nothing. So it's like, hey,
this nigga is 6'5", and is just the wild.
Like there's the episode we were talking about earlier when he caught Zaina stealing.
Yeah.
He did this thing where he was fighting a 7'3" imaginary character around a little girl's bedroom, under a bed, into a closet.
Yeah.
I believe we have the clip here.
Yes.
And take a look at this.
Just look at how graceful he is.
Bobby, can I talk to you? Oh, now you're gonna make me chase you all over him. Bobby, can't talk, Bobby. All right, don't make me chase, Bobby. Can we talk like 2 minutes? Oh, Bobby, okay. Oh, got your partners on me now, all of them. Yeah, all of them. Okay, get your arm. Tyrone, get him off me, Tyrone.
Who's Tyrone?
Tyrone's my friend.
Yo, you saw, like, his commitment to physical comedy is just...
The dive under the bed was...
stellar.
Yeah.
Like, 6'5", just...
Going in.
Like, fully committed. You know who else is like that?
Who's that?
Mark Curry.
Yes.
I feel like Mark Curry was
100%.
another big man that he would throw his big ass on the floor.
Since we're talking about sitcoms, please take a look at Sergeant Easy in this clip right here. Please.
But had problems with the wheel. Can anybody tell me what was the problems with the wheel?
Ah, I believe I know this one, sir. The problem, it was square.
Did I ask you to say anything, boy? Did I ask you to speak, boy? You damn right it was square. It was square just like you are square. A nail 7 square, boy. Don't let him break it, B. Don't let him break it. You a square, ain't you, boy? You one of the most sissy silent type sissies, ain't you, boy? Don't let him break it, B.
Don't let him break you, B. Don't let him break you.
See what I mean? Like, just I appreciate, you know, the physical comedy without it being, I don't know, too much.
Right.
Which is sometimes something I accuse Marlon of.
Yes.
But I don't know. I feel like these guys, like when they commit to a bit, like it's just seeing them be so tall and lanky, just
And then laying across the floor with
sliding across, like it's just.
I respect it, man.
I love it.
And if y'all didn't realize, this is basically our flowers and love letter to Sinbad.
Yeah.
One of my favorite comedians growing up.
Man,
Period.
he's changed the game. Like,
He really did change the game. Shout out. So y'all might not know about this movie, and I know I'm not crazy because I've seen it and I just can't find it. One of my favorite Western films of all time, The Cherokee
Kid.
Yes.
Man, listen.
I'm not crazy. This movie exists.
No, I forgot to mention it. Cherokee Kid. Remember, was it Necessary Roughness?
The football movie.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Like listen,
early 90s, I think, right?
Sinbad
late
was in everything.
Yeah.
Like that was a name you could take to the bank.
You still kind of can. He had a cruise for like 15 years.
Listen. Wait, what?
You didn't know about Sinbad's cruise?
The Sinbad comedy cruise?
Yes.
You know what? I had always heard rumors, but yeah, I don't think I was, old enough to go.
I would have loved to have gone on one. Just like knowing that Sinbad,
I like cruises and I love Sinbad. Like,
right, like come on, you can't a Virgin Mai Tai listening to Sinbad. Come on, I'm 17, 18, having a blast. It'd be great.
Man,
Should have went on one of those cruises. That would have been fun.
Listen.
Anyway, we're getting a little too far off topic here. We're gonna bring it back.
Well, we have to get our own cruise, I guess.
The color television cruise, the CTV cruise.
Yeah, it's gonna start on
man. Could you imagine though? We get the cruise and we just have random guest stars from all the shows back in the day.
Bro.
Omar Gooding does a little bit.
Man,
Bumper Robinson.
Speaking of the Goodings, and I'm sorry to pause on Bumper Robinson. Because I hear Bumper, like I give Bumper space.
Bumper Robinson.
But listen.
Yes.
Cuba.
Okay.
Gooding Sr.
Yes.
Was on this show.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Yo, listen, he said, you know what?
Sorry.
Yeah. Because listen, I played the fool.
You did.
I totally
Everybody plays the fool.
Sometimes. But he sang it on the show. I was like, what?
Matter of fact, since we're here, why don't you take a look at the original Cuba Gooding?
Looks just like Cuba Jr.
I guess I got the name. Anyway, here's the clip.
Cuba Gooding Sr., who has a CD out by the name of Meant to Be in Love. Ladies and gentlemen, the main men of the town, the main ingredients. When the music starts to play, everybody plays the fool sometime. There's no exception to the rule. Listen.
All right.
You played everything but the fool in that episode. So, okay, we're back. We're done. We're going to close this out nice and easy. Welcome back to the show, of course. Here's our reboot. I would do it, and I'm going to tell you why. It wasn't a time-locked concept of someone adopting children to help them stay together as a foster family. It's not a time-locked concept for someone to want to take on more responsibility, to force themselves to be more responsible. I think it could be done again in 2024 and 5 if you get a right writing team and you tackle the issues as of now and things like that the way you did, same way you did in the show previously. Man. I think it could work. I wouldn't even go gritty. I would keep it lighthearted, extra lighthearted.
Come on.
In honor of Sinbad, you got to keep it light.
You can't grittify Sinbad. No one wants to see that. I don't want to see a gritty Sinbad. Because you know what? I would, because he's so good.
Mm-hmm.
and his impressions are so good, his acting is so good, that it might be too believable. And I don't want to ever see that. I don't want to see him as the bad guy.
Sinbad?
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't want to see him in gritty. Like, I don't want to see gritty Sinbad,
He
man.
is too wholesome to grittify.
Yeah.
Keep that man clean. I respect
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I respect
Keep that. Yeah, keep his jacket clean.
Yeah, he's clean right over there. He's fine. But yeah, it's a show that could work again. And the concept it's not like it's far fetched. Other shows have done the adopt a family concept.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a standard fare, very formulaic. It's just again inside of the formula, the writing actually made it better. So yes, I would reboot the Sinbad Show. Probably call it something else, but you know.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, that complicates things.
You would not name it the Sinbad Show?
If he's not in it.
Well, I mean,
but then again, you know what? Eve had a show called Eve, and her character's name was Shelley. So
Sinbad Show, his name was David Bryan.
Yeah. So listen, we still gonna call it the Sinbad Show or something. I don't know.
We'll get.
It'll be. Oh no, I don't. Hey, how could you do it? How do you shorten it?
Sinbad Presents.
Because you know how Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dropped to Bel Air.
You can't shorten the Sinbad Show to just a show.
That's what I'm saying. Or you can't just. We just call it Sinbad.
Is he going to be in it?
Nope.
I mean,
because
Eve worked because Eve was in the show. So that's all I'm saying. Like, you can name it anything.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't have to be the Sinbad Show, but like if you just put like Sinbad Presents the Donnie Show, then I don't know. The name is not.
I don't know. Maybe
we don't reboot names. We just reboot shows. All right.
Yeah.
So we're calling
reboot the
Sinbad
concept.
Show.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anywho, we're gonna. Okay. So yeah, it can absolutely be done. And it has to stay wholesome.
Yes.
Because we need that. There's television now is not wholesome anymore.
It's a lot of scandal, violence, and like sex. And sometimes you got to peel some of that shit away, man.
Some of it all in one episode,
like y'all ever heard of this like soap opera thing that comes on Thursdays on ABC called Grey's Anatomy? Yeah, nonsense goes on in that show, man. People die. There's hospital sex. It's weird.
I've been meaning to. It's a long-term project, but to start that show from the beginning.
I've heard so I talk a lot of shit, but I've heard very good things about the show.
Yeah,
and I also want to start it, but again, it's 20 seasons, an hour an episode for like 20 episodes.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, Sandra, right?
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to our producer who reminded us that it's a Shonda Rhimes production.
Reminded you.
Well, I mean, I know.
Shonda knows. Shonda knows that I know.
We love Shondaland over here. All right.
I mean, I ain't ever watched Bridgerton, but
I haven't seen it either. But she got the credit. She's writing it. Do your thing.
Shout out to Sarah. I love Grace. She watched every season.
Nice. Nice.
A friend of the show just let us know their love for the Grey's Anatomy show, which is great. I guess so. We'll probably undertake this project a little way down the line. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I got a lot of TV to watch if I'm not watching Grey's.
This is a long-term thing.
Yeah, like
this is just a personal thing. Like, I don't know. If I might document it, might not, but
we'll see how it goes. Talk to us in the comments if you want us to go over and do Grey's. We'll do it. I have no problem doing it, but understand. I might do it in a Mystery Science Theater style where we watch the show kind of live and you get my actual reaction to the nonsense that goes on. I'm very animated. It'll tell you when it comes to watching stuff in a good way. It's nothing negative.
Listen, we used to watch Marvel movies like that. We used to,
so much fun.
The group chat. During
the pandemic, we all decided to rewatch the Marvel first 4 phases
in order,
chronologically,
yeah.
Chronological order, not release order. And that was a fun ride.
So fun.
We need to finish that.
I mean,
we can always start over.
We can always start over. Yeah. Fuck it, we'll start over.
Anyway, we're getting a little off topic.
Yep. As we do.
Shout out to Shonda Rhimes, Shondaland, also a friend of the color television program because it's technically black shows because they're written by a black creator. We're going to get into our infamous recasting for the Sinbad Show. We're not taking a break. We're going to dive right into this. We've kind of dilly-dallied around it, but let's be real. You guys want to know how we would recast this show, and I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to throw this one, matter of fact, to Reggie first so I can see where he's at. I already have my list. He's got his. We're going to rock out.
All right. Let's get the score on the board. 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
All right.
Are we ready?
All right.
So, if we recasting David, right, Sinbad's character, there's,
mid to late 30s, successful single black man with a good amount of money paying job.
Trevor Noah. I want to see it.
I like it. Does he keep his British accent?
No.
Or South African accent?
No, because it would give him an opportunity to flex his American accent.
Okay. I do appreciate the casting.
Right?
I see your Trevor Noah.
Uh-oh.
And I call with...
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in danger.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay.
He's got a lot of the other chops that we, could use in the Sinbad Show. Also, I feel like he's actually a good enough actor to pull off the seriousness that he would need at certain points in the show. And he also covers the "Are you goofy but you need to grow up" bubble too, because he can act the goofy but needs to grow up bubble.
He could. Okay. I mean, valid. It's valid. We both get a point. I'll say.
Yeah. Okay.
That was
I told you I call.
Listen.
I didn't say I'd raise you. I said I call. They're two different sides. Like I can see Trevor Noah being like the somewhat. If I were to cast Trevor Noah, he'd be the serious business guy, and the kids would show him how to enjoy life.
I don't know.
What do you mean? You think he'd be goofy?
I don't think
goofy.
I don't think I'd want to change, that nature of the character, because it just, I don't know, the stern, the stern businessman.
He's not stuffy shirt locked in. It's just like he's.
It's just like we don't need another Big Daddy.
Okay.
Kinda, where it's just like, or not Big Daddy. One of them other things where it's just like, oh, I was like super uptight and I got these kids and now I know how to enjoy life. I don't know what Despicable Me.
So he's a super villain now?
No, just
I get it. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So that's fair. It's also been done way too much by Hollywood. So
I don't see a need. If we're calling the shots here, I don't see a need to.
That's fair.
Mind that well.
Just a suggestion,
Yeah. Mind that well. What?
Well, So Clarence Hall in the show is David's straight man, so to speak. All the jokes bounce off of him. Usually there is the stern foil, and sometimes the anti-voice of reason, whereas like he's the opposite of David's voice of reason.
He's the devil on the shoulder sometimes,
but he's still his
relatively wholesome.
Yeah, his heart's in the right place, but like the end doesn't justify his means.
He's no Vidal.
No.
What is that?
Out all night. No, he ain't no Vidal. No, I don't know what that was either. Lil Rel Howery. From
we don't have to start calling him regular Rel.
Is he regular Rel?
Just regular Rel.
I don't know what his name is. Did he drop that? I don't know.
Just Lil Rel. I don't know.
Well, Rel from Get Out, the TSA agent. Y'all know who that is. He had a show on Fox. I think it was called Rel, maybe. But yeah, I would cast him as the somewhat ne'er-do-well friend. Like he would fit that role pretty good.
I could see it.
Do you have anyone?
No one that'll top that. So
okay, that's fair.
Goose egg for me on that one. Jeez.
So the harder part for me for this casting is we had to think about the main players in the show. In the beginning of the season, there was Salma Hayek, who was in it for 3 episodes, and in theory, it would be a great casting to fill her role as the landlord who interjects into the show. But
Violating tenant rights like shit.
right, but that's a whole nother discussion. So we
walk in
decided to
here.
go away from that, and the main players of the show were David, Clarence, and LJ and Zaina. So they were the 2 kids, and we had the 2 adults, and then of course various adults intermingled in and out of the show as necessary. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. You know what? I was admonished for this earlier in that I had wanted to include Sinbad in the reboot.
Mhm.
But I feel like, so, so I couldn't. But I feel like I have a new Clarence,
Okay.
Ray J, even though he was LJ. But I want Big Ray J to be
Actually,
Clarence.
that could work because little Ray J was basically little Clarence, so he could grow up to be Big Clarence. Like if you think about it, because he was talking about if I was in a video game, I want Janet to give me a hug when I'm beat a level. So he's very much.
Is that is it a flash forward?
And now he's adopting kids.
Where Ray J
Runs a foster home?
where LJ is David now?
What's his career path? Scratch the whole fucking list I got. That's the whole thing. That's the reboot.
Yeah, see,
The reboot is he just grew up.
this is magic.
Oh, look at that. Bang. Scratch.
What you mean?
No,
Is it his
fake
tech company?
so Ray J works at David's tech company.
Yeah, and he still got it's some Raycon analog. I don't know. He can
He can do whatever he wants. but
whatever he wants.
actually, I like this. The reboot is LJ grows up to become David's heir,
Yeah,
I guess, for lack of a better term, and he takes over the company. I mean, it's been 30 years, so it works out.
Oh wait.
It's
Oh
been 93 to 2023.
yeah. Oh, so it's like we don't even really reboot the old cast.
No, just do a whole new show. But
Yeah.
it's the same show.
I love
You
it.
just flip the cast around. Like so, with this being the case, I would actually flip it around. David is the LJ is the guy. He adopts children, but this time he goes and he finds a pair of siblings, and instead of the older one being the brother, it's the sister this time.
Yeah.
The younger one is the little brother.
Yep.
Same general shenanigans.
Flip it.
Yeah, just change some things around.
Remix.
Yeah, this is not a reboot. This is just a reboot. Yeah, it's a remix.
It's a way to extend a beloved franchise and keep Sinbad name going.
Relevant, because if anybody deserves some flowers,
Man,
it's Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Flowers.
We often talk about 3 namers,
But not often one namers.
and because it takes a lot to pull off a one name.
One name is a lot. You have to have gravitas. Like
Listen,
Prince,
Prince, Cher,
Sade.
Sade, Bokeem. He was out here. What is this about?
The conviction in the way you said it was the funniest part for me.
Because I'll stand on that.
Nobody recognizes him as Bokeem. I understand what you mean.
What? No.
When we get done, we
don't
might
know
even
about
pull
y'all,
the camera
listen.
out. But if we ask 5 people today,
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what?
if any of those 5 people says Evil Dave Chappelle,
We going on the street, and how we gonna do it? It'll just be like, who is this? And they just gonna be like, Bokeem.
At the cookout.
so today, just a quick. I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to date it
No.
because we gonna.
Speak on how y'all gonna execute that.
Yeah, but listen,
Our production team is having a cookout, and it's an introduction to all of the podcasts on this production team. We're going to be at this cookout. We're going to ask everyone at the cookout who this gentleman is.
This is not an
Right
invitation to the cookout.
No, you won't. By the time
Not
you
that
see
kind of
this,
invitation.
the cookout is over. This person right here, we're going to ask everyone who this is, and if anybody of this group does not just simply say, if one person just doesn't simply call him Bokeem, I win.
What? If they say both his names,
He's a 2-namer. By default, everybody's a two-namer by default.
He is, but I feel like he's transcended.
To evil Dave Chappelle.
No.
He's a three-namer.
No, if anything, Dave's
evil Bokeem Woodbine. Yes, I agree with you on that. Yes.
But
isn't he a monk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing I ever heard.
Are they like a Shaolin monk? Like
yeah, like a legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite random fact.
Just listen, and has he been relatively scandal free? I'm gonna need to do more research.
As far as I know,
I know you can't get right.
As the recording of this episode, he is, from what I remember, to be scandal free. We will report back on our next recording and let you know if we did find anything. But as far as I remember, he is scandal free.
Listen,
so it's good.
I mean, you can't ask for. I mean, well, you can ask for more, but
not too much. He's a monk and he's scandal free.
Oh no, yeah, not from him.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he is. Listen, perfect. He needs more flowers. Listen, I consider him that I feel like he's eligible for one name status.
That's fair.
What does he need to do for you?
I feel like Denzel is an easier one name status than Bokeem Woodbine. What?
Why
is Denzel not a bigger actor than Bokeem?
I mean, I wouldn't. Objectively, yes. I mean, I wouldn't like to compare them. I hold them both in very high regard.
Right. I
don't want to play favorites.
I'll say it like this. I'm not asking.
But we already
favorites.
know. Sorry, Bokeem. I'm a Denzel. Let's just leave it at that.
I'm not saying that Bokeem Woodbine isn't a good actor nor a good celebrity, and I'm not saying that.
No. Okay, that's fine.
What I'm saying is there are levels, and I was talking to a colleague the other day about the levels of celebrity, how you have A-list celebrities, and we were discussing like, are streamers A-list celebrities? I was like, no, streamers are radio DJs at best in the concept. This is not a negative statement to radio DJs. Hear me what I'm saying. You have A-list celebrities like Denzel Washington who are recognized everywhere. You have streamers who are your local radio DJ where, yes, they are famous to a point. Not everybody knows who they are, but everybody likes a certain amount. Like a lot of people in this area that we're from know who Cosmic Kevin Diamond Cuts are. But if I go to like Minnesota, they might not recognize those names. It's not that they're not famous; they're just not A-list celebrity. That's all it is. It's not a detraction of them. It's just there are actual levels. What I mean to say is Denzel Washington is a multi-time award-winning and Oscar-winning actor, and you know who Denzel is when you say Denzel. Bokeem Woodbine is a very good actor and has not reached the heights in which Denzel's career has reached, and you know this. That's why I'm saying Bokeem, while we know him in the hood, doesn't quite have single name recognition status yet.
I feel that
that's all.
His season of Fargo changed that. I feel like that put him on white people's radar.
He's not on their radar. What I'm saying, like, there's still levels to get to single name status. How many single name actors do you know? One name. One name you speak and you got it.
Eddie.
Okay.
Jamie.
Okay.
Terrence.
I mean, you could argue that one.
No.
But
No. Because if I say, great actor, I say Terrence, everybody's thinking Deshaun Howard and not Stamps.
Okay.
So
I said it could be argued that he's not a one-namer. But
my bad. Sorry.
I'm not saying he's not a good actor. He's just
I'm so sorry. I thought you were, my bad.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, like Jack Nicholson.
Get out of here, boy. You said Jack. I thought Quaid.
Nobody thinks Jack Quaid when you say Jack out loud.
All right.
So anyway, my point still stands. Russell Crowe?
No. Oh. I think I was thinking about Jack Russell.
You mean Randy Quaid?
I think I was thinking about Jack Burton.
Wow. Old Jack Burton. Kurt Russell? Is that who you were getting to? Anyway, the long and short of it is, one name means a lot. That's what we were getting at. So Sinbad having one name is a big thing.
Yes.
That's what we were getting
at. He's a one-namer. Bokeem coming up. Bokeem's on the come up.
He might get there.
He will get there.
I believe in Bokeem Woodbine.
I mean, at least he's not Jaleel.
Oh. He's got one name, but it ain't the one he wanted.
It's definitely not the one they want.
Oh.
You know.
All right, let's wrap this shit
Yes.
out of here. That's the Sinbad Show, which was on syndication. It was one season and canceled. 15, all the episodes aired, I believe. Unfortunately, we can't find them anywhere. But
What?
anywhere streaming. It was on
Oh, sorry, yeah.
YouTube. Someone ripped it, put it on YouTube. I don't want to say anybody who, but there's no true streaming service. And again, at the time in our program, we always point out, can someone, Bob Johnson, looking at you, sir, with your big money, go ahead and start a streaming network, not unlike Bounce TV that has all of the black sitcoms.
Or just even let Tubi resurrect it.
Tubi,
you know what? These could actually come up on Hulu because it was a Fox show.
That too. Hulu,
Like
Tubi,
what like
Bounce, what's
just
up? BET Plus.
sure. Just give us, these wholesome shows.
Now, y'all had TV Land. Can we get Black TV Land?
Yeah, please.
I'll even settle for TV Block.
Oh.
But if you call it TV Plantation, I'll fight you. My name is Frank Grouch.
Yes.
That has been the Sinbad Show episode of Color Television. As always, joined by Pretty Rad Reg.
That's right, Mr. Big Shoulders himself.
We'll see you guys next time. Every time. Peace. You decided to name yourself Uppity Negress?
Whoa, yeah.
If I use the term to describe this literal uppity negress on this show as an uppity fucking negress, you can't be mad at me because you chose this fucking name. Like, these two words, you don't have the monopoly on these two words. If the person on the show is acting very uppity and is also a negress, I am not wrong in my description.
Points were made. Objection withdrawn. Sorry.
I'll leave. You can even
Time
add
in.
that shit at the
Time
end of
in.
the episode as a star disclaimer. Who cares about the stupid podcast? Like, what do you want me to do? Oh my god,
know.
this one random lady chooses her name as uppity negress. Bitch, you
No.
know you're uppity. Don't get me started. Don't
Damn.
This is what happens when you tell me that.
Damn. Damn.
Having a good run. I'm sorry. My apologies. Loving you.
Oh my god.
Back when everybody loved Chappelle University.
Yeah.
That